Our nation cannot be a nation of sycophants. Our nation cannot be a nation of bootlickers. Democracy is not sustained by bootlickers and sycophants. People who voice their opinions about democracy hounded into detention, where security agencies, instead of focusing on fighting crime and criminality and bandits, will be focusing on political people who hold opposing political views. Well, Nigeria survived. Words don't matter more as much as actions.
Be small wahala like this, so because tori carry am say some members of the APC don't talk say nothing go make wey dem no go suspend Senator Saraki Dickson, wey be the former governor of Bayelsa State and senator wey dey represent a senatorial district for Bayelsa State. Why im go talk about the president like that and democracy? Why im go talk like that? Say im not supposed talk like that. How im go talk like that about their National Assembly and the president? How dare he speak like that about the president? Because of say Saraki Dickson vex come out come talk say wetin dey go on, saying things say the president for use today will be democracy day to talk say no, I go restore democracy for Rivers State, understanding say na only Rivers State nine no dey under democratic rule. Not be small wahala. In fact, the wahala don't end there because he still waka enter inside Oga Bukola Saraki, will be also the former Senate President of Nigeria. As Senator Bukola Saraki come out, come bring out the speech he's supposed to make today. He talk, say they no let him talk. Then tell him say na 3 minutes they go give him to talk. But they no can't let him talk at all. They can't say time no day. People can't look and say, what make they no let him talk? Now because of say President Bukola Tinubu no like him before Kukuma Sana, what make he no let him talk? But that notwithstanding, he don't bring out the text of wetin e be say for right, and inside that text e don sama well President Bola Ahmed Tinubu sama, especially the National Assembly and its leadership, of course led by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. He talk say even though say Senator Godswill Akpabio na him friend, but say wetin e be say they do e no good at all. Say because this one wey dey happen here, e no be like say na waiting through legislature supposed do. Legislature wey supposed checkmate wetin e be say the executive they do, but it can't be like say they don't become another arm of the executive, because this one no good at all. You can imagine even when the president can't give speech finish, as it address the joint National Assembly finish, he can't give speech, can't they talk say for the other parties they no put their house together, saying him in the happy as in they scatter. Bukola Saraki no even take a lightly said, because himself no green laugh as people begin laugh, they clap up for the president, can't stand up, they sing on your mandate for Mr. President. But Oga Saraki no even look down at all because it's no sweet and for belly. The thing just they don't like say in belly they turn am for inside that matter. He no even look at all because if you look at this picture he be saying bring out, you go know the reason why make the thing no even sweet am for belly at all. Even as people they stand up, they hail the president, the thing no sweet am at all. He talk a lot he talk about even how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu used to be part of those who be say even when him be senator, how they use fight. He talk about how they use also make sure say Obasanjo no go for third term, how they use make sure say they bring about doctrine of necessity when make them hand over power to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan when Yar'Adua die. Talk about all those things. Say if to say that this particular senate, therefore no feed drop. Or yeah, make you go watch and make you hear the full speech where he be say Oga Seriake Dickson using own mouth give, and how he use explain everything by own mouth and waiting they talk. But not be smart, he give the president buzz. He give the president buzz. He even give his own fellow National Assembly members, senators, buzz join. Oga Seriake no hold water for mouth because he talk everything out. Make you go watch him carefully. Make sure say watch until the end. You will hear everything Oga Seriake talk.
I know that one or two of you may have wanted interviews, and I said they should wait for some time, like Nancy. And this is the right time. I wanted to listen to the president's speech and then react accordingly. First of all, I want to use this opportunity to wish you all and wish all Nigerians a very happy Democracy Day. Even though it is debatable whether Nigerians across the length and breadth of our country are happy, even on this Democracy Day. And all I can say is they should not lose hope, because democracy is about hope. hope for a better tomorrow. Today, this morning, as we were in the Senate chambers, you were all there when the president's communications about appointments in Rivers State were read by the Senate president as required by the rules. And you were all there when I rose to raise a point of constitutional order, which I'm entitled as a senator to do. And the Senate president didn't pay attention, didn't respond, didn't reply, brushed it aside, and then rushed all of us through the communications he read, and then we all went to the House of Reps. That, again, is another blatant, suppression and disrespect for my rights and privileges. I or any senator, by the Constitution and the rules, we have a right to raise issues. And by the Senate rules, he has an obligation to listen to it and rule on it. If he's got majority behind what he's doing, his majority can have the way. But my minority must always have my say. And I'll communicate that to the Senate president. A lot of us were embarrassed and ashamed. But that's about that. The communications were about deepening the undemocratic military rule that is still subsisting in Rivers State. And that was why I wanted to raise that point of order. If you have a military administration in the midst of a democracy that we're celebrating today, of all days, why did the president and the Senate president choose today, being Democracy Day in Nigeria, to read those undemocratic and unconstitutional and illegal communications to the National Assembly? I will not even bother to take constructive objections and concerns. Well, that tells you how the APC has reduced Nigeria's democracy too. I take very strong objections to that. And listening to the president's very flowery, otherwise impressive speech, let me say this. It's a good thing to make beautiful declarations of principles and show democratic commitment. Words don't show democratic commitment. What matters is actions, actions and actions. The president touched on some notes that were right, recognizing those who fought for democracy. And I was a young man in the trenches myself. And because of those, joined the AD. The president knows that. But you cannot be celebrating democracy. You cannot be flaunting yourself as a Democrat on the one hand, and on the other hand, be trampling democracy under your big presidential foot in Rivers State. The president missed a golden opportunity to raise and deepen democracy in Nigeria by restoring on today's Democracy Day democratic and normal civil constitutional rule in Rivers State. Of all the things the president said, the president was silent about Rivers State. And today is about democracy. Today is not about repression. Today is not about suppression of the views of the people of Rivers State. Today is about respecting and upholding the democratic rights under the Constitution and the laws. These issues that some of us feel passionate about, it's not because of Fubara's nationality. It's not about Fubara's party, if he has any. And these days, you can't even be sure which party people belong to. But these are issues about respecting the democratic rights of the people of Rivers State under the Constitution. So I'm disappointed, firstly, that the president never said a word about the undemocratic developments in Rivers State, which he has enabled, which he has brought about, which he has sanctioned, and which he continues to sustain. And creating an impression as if all is well. No. As long as any part of Nigeria is under military rule, democracy is endangered in Nigeria as a whole. And I've spoken to my brothers and friends and sisters in the Southwest, some of them in the National Assembly. Because as some of you may know, I'm also maternally Ijebu, and proudly so. With this undemocratic precedent, the president, by pandering to particular political interests, has put the overall democracy of our people, particularly in big states like Lagos and Kano in the future. Because in the future, arising from the precedent, the undemocratic and illegal precedent the president has set in Rivers, any other president from any other part of this country, and no one can monopolize power forever. If we cannot get victory in Lagos and Kano and big states, we now apply what they will term the Tinubu doctrine, which will be declare a state of emergency, sack all constitutional civil authorities, appoint people, military administrator, appoint people to conduct local government elections, appoint people to run the civil service. We can't allow that. And we pray that that day should not come for states like Lagos and Kano. What they are doing confirms the fear some of us have had since, which is that what they try to do in Lagos is a power grab. Today, I'm saddened that in spite of the beautiful rhetoric that the president came to the National Assembly to deliver, the president was silent about restoration of democratic rule and normalization of civil rule in Rivers State. And I'm further saddened. And actually, I feel very sad that the National Assembly, the President of the Senate, will look at the National Assembly and the Senate in particular as a place where anything can be thrown at us and it should go. But let me assure him and all of you and my constituents that they all know me for who I am, and it's too late for me to change. Our nation cannot be a nation of sycophants. Our nation cannot be a nation of bootlickers. Democracy is not sustained by bootlickers and sycophants. I'm not in political service for appointments and contracts and money. Some of us are propelled by values that are bigger than us. And we have held on to this at great cost. So what he's doing is nothing to me. And the fight for democracy continues. I urge you all not to lose faith. In this nation, there was a time when people who voiced their opinions about democracy were hounded into detention, where security agencies, instead of focusing on fighting crime and criminality and bandits, will be focusing on political people who hold opposing political views. Well, Nigeria survived it. We have seen situations where organizations set up to fight crime, fraud, corruption, all turn their searchlight to suppress dissenting views. our nation survived. The president himself was put on trial at some point. His triumph was not a personal one, it was a triumph of democracy. And I want to assure you all, Nigerians, that you should be more committed. Don't be coward. Don't be made hopeless. Democracy is sustained by hard work, by sweat, by tears. And this fight must go on. I thought that on today's Democracy Day, there will be no better way to wish you all and all Nigerians happy Democracy Day without making these few observations. Lastly, the president said he's not working to achieve a one-party state. That's well and good to say. But like I said, words don't matter more as much as actions. Actions. We count on the president as a Democrat that he professes to be, to respect the rights of Nigerians, to opinions of their own, to associations and platforms of their own, as he himself expressed, and to let his party leaders in the National Assembly know that you can't talk of democracy if views, dissenting views, opposing views in the National Assembly are suppressed. Where you are running away from those who say no to you, that's not democracy. As I said, democracy is not sustained by bootlickers, cowards, and psychopaths. Thank you very much for your time, and God bless you all.